After taking a victory tour and hanging out with his very, very special Mamacitas, Colby Chaos Covington, aka the King of Miami, is finally back to granting interviews, and his first stop was Submission Radio. But it's not just the fact that Colby did an interview, it's the fact that he called out two of the biggest names in the UFC right now as his next potential opponents. Check this out.
I know fans can't wait for your return, man. They want to see you back in action as soon as possible. So I know you mentioned Summer. If it's not Dustin, who else makes sense for you to come back and get back into that octagon? I'm assuming Summer is the target time that you're looking to sort of make the return.
Yeah, I think I could definitely go up to 85 and fight Adesanya, but I don't know if he's going to turn around like that but he doesn't have a dance partner right now. Some of the guys they're trying to line him up with, it's unoriginal. Why can Usman fight him? All the fans want that, but the guy that beat Usman, I beat Usman twice. Usman sucks, dude. Everybody knew in Madison Square Garden I won those last 3 rounds. It was an easy win for me. Easy decision victory, unanimous. So, why can't I fight Adesanya? That guy he can't stop my wrestling. I'll pick him up and drop him on his fucking head. He's a cardio kickboxer. They got enough cardio kickboxers in women's classes around the U.S., I could go join one of those as well. But I decided to pick up hard group.
And we appreciate the time. We'll wrap in just a second. We saw Khamzat Chimaev was sitting front row at UFC 272. Just wondered, did you look at you, say anything to you as you walked out or walked back to the cage after that impressive win over Jorge Masvidal?
Nah, it's the same guys, like Dustin Poirier, they say it's on site and this and that, but then when they see me, they put their heads down because they know what's really true and what's not true. They want to keep these tough guy personas, but guy's got no credible wins. He might not even make his fight. He's already talking about pulling out. We already know the guy was ready to give it up and call it a career off of the common cold that he got. So we know he's not mentally strong as it is. So no one said nothing to me. They knew the King of Miami was in the building, and everybody embraced me like the king that I am, and everybody treated me with the most respect, and they had a lot of round of applause and ovation for me, and it was a beautiful night in Las Vegas, man. Another productive business opportunity in Sin City, and just another one for the history books on my history career field.
Now, there's definitely a series of high-profile fights that will most probably take place in the summer of 2022. Although the UFC hasn't issued any statements yet, Colby might go up against Poirier, Khamzat, or Adesanya. With Neil Magny's unanimous decision win over Max Griffin at UFC Columbus, he now holds the record for highest wins in the welterweight division alongside legendary George St. Pierre. Even though it took Magny more fights to get there, both men now have 19 wins in the division. However, Magny used his post-fight interview to announce that he's still chasing a fight with Khamzat Chimaev, who's set to face Gilbert Burns at UFC 273. Magny has now won 7 out of his last 10 fights, while George St. Pierre is still regarded as the greatest welterweight of all time. His last win came in 2017, when he defeated Michael Bisping for the middleweight championship, after taking a 4-year break from the sport. Still at UFC Columbus, UFC bantamweight fighter Chris Gutierrez knocked out Danaa Batgerel with a bloody spinning backfist that sent Danaa down to the canvas. Chris mercilessly elbowed his face till he got knocked out cold. This is the 3rd straight win for Gutierrez, who remained undefeated since losing his UFC debut back in 2018. Gutierrez stepped into this contest as a replacement for Montel Jackson, who withdrew for undisclosed reasons, and boy did he deliver spectacularly. MMA promotion One Championship celebrated its 10th anniversary with a card stacked with mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, and kickboxing bouts. Let's analyze. The pay-per-view event opened with a rematch between One kickboxing champion Superbon Singha Moyin and Marat Grigorian in the featherweight division. However, Moyin successfully retained his title and avenged his defeat through a unanimous decision win. Japanese legends Shinya Aoki and Yoshihiro Akiyama met in a highly anticipated bout. Aoki, who'd won his previous 4 fights, lunged for a single leg takedown during the fight and stayed on Akiyama's back for over 5 minutes, working for rear naked chokes and punches, but he couldn't get his forearm under Akiyama's chin. After failing to secure takedowns again, Akiyama hit Aoki with a right hand, then followed up with a nasty knee to the head and continuous heavy blows that knocked Aoki out. The co-main event featured former UFC flyweight champion Demetrious Johnson and lethal MMA striker Rodtang Jitmuangnon in a special rules fight. It was a 3-round fight with the first and last round under Muay Thai rules, with the second round was under MMA rules. Johnson struggled to gain momentum during the Muay Thai first round, but by the second round, he tapped right into his MMA prowess and submitted Rodtang in a rear naked choke. But the main event of the evening was everything the fans had hoped for. Angela Lee successfully defended her atomweight belt against tournament winner Stamp Fairtex in one of the deadliest fights under the promotion so far. Lee had to survive an early upset due to a powerful body shot from Fairtex, but relied on her grappling to dominate Fairtex's back, which didn't yield anything in the first round. The second round began and Lee had the triangle choke locked in, but somehow Fairtex escaped. Lee went for the back and tried a twister, but still couldn't force Fairtex to give up. With seconds left on the clock, Lee finally found a finish, submitting Fairtex with a rear naked choke. No words describe this event better than awesome. Do you know what else is really awesome? Our monthly shout-out contest. And the winner for the month of March is Ringol! Ringol says, Valentina is truly special, one of a kind person. She's so well-rounded in combat sports, dancing, fashion, and she's an awesome shot too. I'm Team Bullet all the way. My gal Val. I'm sure every fan of Valentina agrees with you 100%. So if you're seeing this, congrats Ringol. And if you're watching this video right now and you really want to feel as special as we just made Ringol feel, all you have to do is scroll down, subscribe to our channel, and comment I subbed in the comment section below. It's easy, so go comment I subbed now and stand a chance to get your special moment with us. Former UFC title contender and now UFC commentator Chael Sonnen is facing a lawsuit for allegedly assaulting a couple. According to a report by the Las Vegas Review-Journal and MMA Fighting, Sonnen was hit with a felony battery by strangulation charge and 10 misdemeanor battery charges after 5 misdemeanor battery charges were dismissed without prejudice. The new charges up the potential penalties for the retired fighter, who's yet to comment on the alleged incident. The lawsuit was filed on the 25th of March 2022 in Clark County, Nevada District Court, and it sheds light on 2 of the alleged victims' sides of the story. Dr. Steltflug and his wife say they were on their way to their hotel room around 7:30 in a hallway of the Four Seasons when they encountered a man they later learned was Sonnen, whom they said appeared to be intoxicated, wearing a torn bloody shirt around his neck with no shoes or socks and uttering unintelligible noises. They attempted to avoid him by moving to the other side of the hallway, but said without provocation or any communication whatsoever. They allege Sonnen knocked a beverage out of Dr. Steltflug's hand. Julie Steltflug stepped closer to Sonnen and tried to calm the situation, but according to the lawsuit, Sonnen allegedly proceeded to viciously attack Dr. Steltflug, punching him multiple times in the head with a closed fist. She screamed for help and attempted to intervene, prompting a hotel guest in a neighboring room to come to her aid, as Sonnen allegedly continued to attack Christopher Steltflug, putting him in a chokehold that caused him to lose his breath for several seconds. The other hotel guest also got beat up, while Mrs. Steltflug got smacked against the wall with blood running out of her mouth. Police officers proceeded to interrogate Sonnen's wife, Brittany Sonnen, but she said she had taken a sleeping aid on that day and wasn't aware of any such happenings. While one of the police officers noticed she looked injured, she debunked any claims of Sonnen domestically violating her. Sonnen, who did not immediately respond to a request for comment, is due in court on April 30th, 2022, and has been suspended from broadcast with the UFC's broadcast partner ESPN. Jorge Masvidal has been arrested for attacking his former teammate and friend Colby Covington after losing to him at UFC 272. Police documents state that Masvidal attacked Covington outside of Pappy Steak Restaurant in Miami Beach around 11 p.m. on Monday the 21st of March 2022. Masvidal allegedly ran up to him from his left and without notice punched Colby with a closed fist 2 times in the face, with one punch reportedly landing on Covington's mouth and the other connecting with his left eye. "You shouldn't be talking about my kids," Covington alleges Masvidal said, per the police report. Masvidal was wearing a surgical mask and hoodie when he punched Covington and is now on the verge of a felony battery charges for the incident, according to the police report. Covington reportedly rang back into the State House after multiple males tried to get involved in the altercation. Covington also claims that he suffered a fracture to his left tooth, an abrasion to his wrist, and damage to his wristwatch. The incident is described as felony battery in the police documents, and Masvidal is listed as a suspect. Now, a lot of fans got disgusted by this and have trolled Masvidal for his actions. Jay Island says, "Jorge will now have to wrestle his way out of legal trouble. Laughing my A out. Last humankind, and this news station is basically trolling him too. I can't man this savagery." Raymond Coletta says, "Wait, so let's get this straight. Masvidal hit Covington with 3 or 4 punches from behind and couldn't even drop him?" And in another video, the trolling continues. Why add? He forgot to mention it was a sucker punch. Jorge ran up from behind him wearing a hoodie and a surgical mask and hit him twice. It's a cowardly act. John Jackson says, "Still couldn't hurt him. What a sad loser. Brings his friends, they should be charged also." Galactic Orb, Masvidal acted like this and the man has kids. Looks like Colby was right. You're a horrible dad. Another one from KS Lloyd says, "So Gamebred lost all 5 rounds in a fight he said he would put Covington in the hospital? He got dominated. You had your chance and you couldn't get it done. Now he bum rushes a guy from behind while hooded up. What a lowlife. UFC should take action. For sure. Just like domestic violence, 2-year ban." Speaking on the Masvidal arrest, Daniel Cormier posted a video on his Instagram saying, "Colby Covington is not a street guy. Colby Covington is the guy that loves to talk and fight. The shit may have crossed the line, and now it's gotten him into a situation that he's not really equipped for. That is why, Ryan, he didn't have anybody in place with him to make sure it didn't cross the line. Colby is not that guy. He's not the guy looking to be dealing in street things. He may talk like it when he says he's the king of Miami. He's talking about he's the best fighter from Miami. And it's hard to argue that right now, considering Usman's training in Colorado. There's definitely a lot going on in the UFC right now. And that's why you need to check out this other video showing on your screen for more juicy stories. Bye for now.